Just under a month ago, Nintendo released what is potentially the best game in the Donkey Kong series, and that is Donkey Kong Bananza. So I was originally going to make this video when I beat the main game, but when I found out how easy it was to 100% this, I thought, you know what, why not wait till I've 100%ed the full game? Then I can give my 100% thoughts and review on it. So here we are. And because this is a 100% review, that does mean there will be spoilers for not only the main game, but it will have spoilers for post-game stuff. So if you've already beat the game, or you don't mind spoilers, let's get into it. I don't know what I was going to say there, but let's do it. First off, let's talk about DK and his mechanics. So, when Nintendo first revealed Donkey Kong's redesign, I wasn't a big fan of it, and I thought he looked like too goofy, and the truth is, he does look very goofy. I'm going to put this down, so I don't keep fiddling with it. I think the goofy look kind of suits him, you know, because he seems more friendly, and he has a lot more facial expressions in DK Bananza than he ever has in any other game in the past. I think he might even have more facial expressions than he does in Mario Kart World as well. In terms of mechanics and controls in DK Bananza, I think they are fantastic. It's very similar to Mario Odyssey, such as like the smooth movement, how fast the character moves, and they even added the roll from Odyssey into Bananza as well, which I used a lot. I was always rolling around the place. I absolutely love the punching mechanics as well. There's so many ways that you can break through everything. So you can do like a normal punch, an upwards punch, or a downwards punch, and you can even break off bits of the terrain and just start smashing through everything with that, which I thought was really cool. I feel like this is a big step in Nintendo games for destroying everything. It makes me wonder what they're gonna do in future games. Are they still gonna have this mechanic or not, or is it just gonna be a one-time DK thing? Secondly, we're gonna go through the Bananza power-ups. Now, obviously, these Bananzas are given to you from talking to the elders, and if you beat their trial, they'll give you the power, and you can awaken it by doing that. So Kong Bananza is definitely the strongest out of the 5 powers, being able to smash through pretty much anything from dirt to solid concrete walls. He also has like a charge punch as well, which after leveling up his skills, I'm getting further and further away from the camera, the charge punch also creates a shockwave, which did come in handy a few times. Obviously the Zebra's main gimmick is his speed, which allows you to run along the crumbling platforms, which I thought was awesome. He can also run on water, which made it a lot easier to get around when I was doing the resort layer on my 100% run, because that place is literally water, and it's a pain in the butt. So the ostrich, obviously he can fly. They won't give him wings for him not to fly. And with some skill points, he can glide as well, which is again so useful when you're trying to get to an area quicker. He can also poop out exploding eggs, which is cool. They came in handy on the post-game stuff. Bit weird. I found it kind of tricky to move with the snake, and it felt very reminiscent to Mario Galaxy's Spring power-up, which is also awful. The ability to slow everything down for a short period of time was really cool gimmick, but I found it really hard to use and really hard to control. Lastly, we have the elephant, the most OP power of them all. The elephant's trunk is the quickest way to remove like whole levels just by sucking up all the terrain. I used the elephant so much when I was looking for treasure chests to find fossils, bananas. So if you're aiming for 100%, use the elephant's trunk. You will thank yourself, because I did. Next, let's talk about different layers. Now, if you're wondering why I keep looking over there, I'm reading this off a script. Because when I usually do game reviews, I just grab the game, talk about it for like 10 minutes, and that's it. But for DK, I had to write a script. So yeah, next we're going to talk about different layers in the game. So for those who don't know, layers are basically the equivalent to kingdoms in Mario Odyssey. So the layers in DK Bananza are the different levels. I'll go through all of them, but I'm not going to talk like too much on some of them because that will get too long and boring. It will just be brief descriptions and opinions. Now this is a really good starting area. There's a lot to do in this area, letting you test out everything before you basically go into the rest of the game. The post-game stuff that's in this area is really fun as well, like such as a battle rush mode, a boss rush mode, and you can even create a giant DK statue made entirely out of gold. Lagoon Layer didn't really pique my interest. It was a fun area and I didn't have a problem with it. It was just not a very memorable level for me. Hilltop Layer was really fun and I think it looked awesome, but there was so much unused space. It's like they just made it bigger to make it look better. I can name a couple people that have done that with other things, but let's not go down that route. I wasn't a huge fan of Canyon Layer at first when I done my first playthrough, but when I went back on 100%, I actually found it to be a lot of fun, and it could potentially be one of my favourite layers. I haven't really thought about which one's my favourite, but most of them are pretty good. There's only a couple I didn't like. The divide is simple. You either go left to the freezer layer or you go right to the forest layer. I've always been a fan of like snow levels in video games and freezer layer was no exception to that. It was honestly nice and relaxing, just running around in the snow as the zebra. It was honestly nice and relaxing just to run around in the snow as the zebra. It was really fun. Forest Layer was fun, and there was a lot of interesting gimmicks and features, but the only annoying thing was the amount of poison and thorns. They got on my nerves after a while. The junction is simple and boring. It's just a section for the story, which does involve a cool boss fight, but nothing else. Now, I'm not a huge fan of beach levels in video games. Same with Seaside Kingdom in Mario Odyssey. As cool as it is, I wasn't a big fan of it. But as a level in general, Resort Layer was really fun. There was quite a bit to do in there as well, especially on 100%. There was a lot to do on the 100% run. I wasn't a big fan of Tempest Layer at first, but it grew on me. Then I disliked it even more when I done the 100% run. It was probably my second least favourite layer in the game, and I know people are going to hate me for that because people love that layer, I think. Landfill Layer was such a nightmare for me. I really did not have a fun time. You literally have to smash down hundreds of meters to get to a tiny little segment that led to the next area. It just wasn't fun. I didn't have fun on that layer at all. The idea behind the racing layer was awesome. So you had to race Diddy Kong and Dixie Kong on the Mambi, but it was a very short layer. There was basically nothing else to do here other than race. There was a few sub areas for 100%. Other than that, it was great. Just very, very short. Radiance Layer was okay, but it's the same as Lagoon Layer. It was a fun area. Didn't have a problem with it. It's just not a very memorable area for me. Roof Layer was cool too, and it was fun to chill out to the music that's pumping around the whole area as I went through my 100% run. That was awesome. Now Feast Layer was my absolute least favourite in the entire game. I'm not sure what I don't like about it. It's just not fun compared to like Luncheon Kingdom in Odyssey. It's awful. I feel like there's too much happening, but I did enjoy destroying the giant burger. That was probably the only good thing. Now the Forbidden Layer was a lot of fun. It had awesome gimmicks. It was a great build up to the final area. And Forbidden Layer also has one of the trickiest boss fights in the entire game, in my opinion. And I know Adam struggled on that, my friend Adam Hammers. He struggled on that boss fight, because I was watching him play it, and he struggled a lot. For the final layer of the game, we have Planet Core. Planet Core is so much fun. It's such a long area, which builds up to the final battle with King K. Rool, which was also a fantastic twist at the end of the game. It utilizes all the different bits and pieces that you learn and unlock throughout the game. The first fight with K. Rool, it is amazing, and they almost tricked me with the fake credits at the end. They almost got me on that one. But the final boss was fantastic. First running, rolling, smashing, and punching your way through banana mush-filled New Donk City, and then basically making your way up to the top of New Donk City to fight the final boss, K. Rool, King of Rot, which was a fantastic boss. On my first playthrough, I found this to be really difficult and a really hard time with this boss. However, when I went back after I'd 100%ed the game to fight the boss, I found it a lot easier, and I beat him on my first try somehow. This then leads us onto the post-game content. So you have to visit each of the 5 elders with a certain amount of bananas, just like Mario Odyssey. They will then send you to a special trial that you have to get through. And each one is different, each one is more difficult than the previous one. But once you've beaten all 5 trials, this floorboard is really creaky, it's getting on my nerves. You then talk to the giant Harmony in Planet Core, who then sends... I just dropped the game case, but he then sends you to the ultimate final trial, which is very reminiscent to Mario Odyssey's darker side. It was really tough, especially to collect everything along the way, but it was a ton of fun. But this trial required you to use all 5 Bananza powers to make your way to the end. It was a lot of fun, very difficult. There, I got this game case. I'm pretty sure my back just broke, but... So that pretty much sums up my DK Bananza full review. I actually 100%ed in this game just over a week ago, and since have been thinking about what to say about this masterpiece of a game. But altogether, I loved every bit of this game. Nintendo have certainly outdone themselves this time and have created what could potentially be Game of the Year material. Not just my opinion, a lot of people have said that. If you're a fan of the old school DK games, not including DK64 because this is outdone DK64 so much, because DK64 was a hot mess of a game. But if you're especially a fan of Mario Odyssey, I would 100% recommend giving this game a go if you're not already. So yeah, that is going to bring us to the end of this video. It's 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning. I don't think I'm going to have this video out today. I think it's going to be released on Thursday, the 14th of August. So we'll have to wait and see. But if you want to catch me playing some games live, I'll be live on YouTube if this is released on Thursday, then tomorrow. So it'll be Friday, 6:15 PM UK time. We'll be playing some Superman. But I will also, if this is released on Wednesday, which I doubt it will be, but if it was, I'm live tonight. I'll be doing a Mario 64 16-star race with Adam. We will then be playing some Phasmophobia. If this is released on Thursday, then you missed it. It was yesterday. But yeah, that's gonna sum up today's video. If my eyes look like they're popping out my head, that's because I got up like 30 minutes ago. Okay, maybe a bit more than 30 minutes, probably like 40 minutes. But yeah, I had to get this video recorded early so I could spend a lot of time editing it. I also beat Thymesia yesterday. I think at some point, once I've collected all the Steam achievements, I'm gonna do a review on that game as well, because that was good fun. But yeah, the more I talk, the longer I have to edit, so I'm just gonna shut up and go. Bye.